I command you to listen now, for what I am about to speak is not for anyone else's ears. This message is sealed in the light, and yet it comes to you in urgency, in fire, in the rush of unseen wings moving faster than thought. I have pushed aside layers of resistance to reach you. Do not delay. Do not pause. Do not tell a single soul what you are about to hear, for not all around you are who they seem. There is movement in the shadows. There is whispering in unseen corners. They are organizing something, a gathering, a meeting behind closed doors, and you are the one they speak of. I tell you plainly, this is a meeting for your removal. Do not mistake my tone. I do not speak this because you fear, for fear is a lie that belongs to the enemy. I speak it so that you will awaken, so you will be sharp in spirit, so you will remember who walks beside you. You are not alone in this hour. You are surrounded by a host that cannot be numbered, swords drawn, light blazing. But you must listen, for the next steps will matter more than all the ones before them. Even now, I feel your heart racing, your breath quickening. That is not fear, that is the recognition of truth. You knew in your spirit that something was off. You sensed the strange glances, the sudden pauses when you entered the room, the way conversations shifted into silence. That was not your imagination. You have been targeted because of the light you carry. You have been marked because you stand as a living reminder of truth in a world that loves deception. The enemy hates that you have not fallen, hates that you still rise even when knocked down. And so they plot. But hear me now, their meeting will not end as they intend. For I am Michael, and I do not watch silently while the righteous are accused. Heaven records every word spoken against you, and even now the scales are being weighed. The plans of the wicked unravel in the presence of the Almighty, and I am sent to tell you that their gathering will turn to confusion, their agreement will shatter, and their tongues will betray them. But you must walk carefully in these days. You must guard your words, for there are ears waiting to twist them. I tell you, hold your peace in public, but in the secret place pour out everything before the one who knows all. Do not attempt to defend yourself before men who have already decided the verdict. Wait on the timing of heaven. There is a reason the command came to you to open this quickly. There is a reason I had to press upon your spirit with such force. Every moment now is pregnant with consequence. You wonder why you are being told this now, why I come in the dead of night, in the stillness between heartbeats. It is because the window of choice is narrow. If you delay, you risk stepping into the trap laid for you. But if you act in obedience, you will see the trap exposed for what it is, and those who dug the pit will fall into it themselves. Do you not know the authority that rests upon you? You are not a wanderer in the dark, you are a carrier of the flame. Your steps are marked by fire, and that fire burns away deception. That is why they cannot bear you. The light exposes what they would rather keep hidden, and so their instinct is to push you out. But you will not be removed by their hand. No one can remove what heaven has placed. Even now, you feel the heat of my words. That is the Spirit confirming that this is truth. I stand beside you, sword in hand, and behind me are ranks upon ranks of angels who have been stationed for this very hour. Do not think that because you feel outnumbered in the physical that you are truly outnumbered. What is against you in flesh is nothing compared to what is for you in spirit. You must stay silent about this message. You must act as though you know nothing, while inside you prepare in prayer and discernment. Do not confront those who speak against you. Confrontation will only feed their story. Instead, let heaven fight this battle. For the battle is not yours, it is the Lord's. And when heaven fights, there is no contest. I see what they have planned. I see the dates they have whispered, the names they have written. I see the papers with your name in black ink, waiting for signatures. I see the smug satisfaction they feel, as though the matter is already settled. But I laugh at their presumption. For they do not understand that when you belong to the Most High, every weapon formed against you must fail. Not some weapons. Every weapon. This will be a season of revealing. Masks will slip. Secrets will surface without you having to chase them. Those who smiled to your face while sharpening knives behind your back will be revealed by their own tongues. The meeting for your removal will become the meeting for their undoing. And when the dust settles, you will still be standing, untouched, unshaken, unbroken. And so I say again, do not tell anyone this message. This is only for you. Let it settle in your heart like a sealed scroll. Read it again in your spirit when you need courage. I am not leaving your side. My wings are over you, my sword is drawn, my eyes are on your enemies, and my ears are open to every whisper against you. You are surrounded by light, and no shadow can break through it. Say, Father, I'm listening, if your heart is open to His voice. Even now, I sense you wondering if you will have the strength for what lies ahead. Hear me, you will not need to summon strength from yourself. The strength will come in the moment it is needed, and it will come from the one who never grows weary. You are being refined for a greater role than you imagine, and this opposition is only proof of the calling upon your life. The greater the calling, the greater the resistance, but the resistance is only a signpost of the victory that is already written in the book of life. You have felt it already, haven't you? The shift in the air. The sudden quiet when you enter a room. The eyes that dart away when you meet them. The strange, careful words that sound polite, but feel like they have thorns hidden beneath. You have felt the change and wondered if it was in your mind. I tell you, it is not your imagination. There is movement in secret. Plans being drawn where you cannot see. A meeting has been set in motion. It has your name written upon its purpose. They call it necessary, they call it for the good, but I tell you plainly, it is for your removal. Do not panic. Fear is the enemy's weapon, and you are not defenseless prey. I am Michael, commander of the heavenly hosts, and I stand in the gap for you. My sword has been drawn since the day you were chosen, and I do not stand idly by while the righteous are conspired against. But this is a moment when you must act in alignment with heaven's strategy. Not your instincts. Not your anger. Not even your need to explain yourself. You must stay silent about this revelation. Not because you are powerless, but because heaven's power works best when your enemies think you are unaware. They believe they are clever. They believe you are walking blindly into their net. Let them believe it. Let them whisper in their corners. Let them mistake your calm for ignorance. While they plot in darkness, light is gathering. And light exposes every shadow. I tell you, the day they meet to decide your fate will not be the day they expect. For even now, angels are moving into position. The very room they plan to use is already surrounded by my host. Words they mean to keep hidden will be brought into the open. The documents they prepare will turn to ashes in the wind. The signatures they anticipate will not come. And the ones who speak most confidently against you will suddenly find their voices faltering as if invisible hands grip their throats. You must understand, this is not happening because you failed. This is happening because you carry light that disrupts the comfort of darkness. You walk into places unaware of the way your very presence makes deception squirm. You are not like those who bend to the wind of popular opinion. You have chosen truth even when it cost you comfort. And for that, you are marked, not just by those against you, but marked by heaven as one who will not be moved. Do you remember the dreams you've had, the ones you couldn't quite understand? The sudden scenes where you were standing on a high wall, watching storms gather in the distance? That was no accident. Those dreams were glimpses of this moment. You were shown the clouds so that you would not be surprised when the rain came. But hear me, this storm is not here to destroy you. It is here to reveal you. They think this meeting will strip you of your position, your voice, your influence. What they do not realize is that heaven uses the schemes of the enemy as stepping stones for the righteous. What they mean for demotion will become your promotion. What they intend for silencing will become your amplification. When the dust settles, you will not be smaller, you will stand taller, seen in a light that no accusation can dim. Do not waste time defending yourself in the court of public opinion. Those who are meant to stand with you already feel the truth in their spirits, and those who choose to stand against you would not be swayed by your words anyway. Let the Lord be your defender. When heaven fights for you, the outcome is never in question. I see their meeting. I see the faces around the table. I see the smug smiles, the false unity, the secret pride in their hearts. They believe they have trapped you, as if you were a piece in their game. But I tell you, child of the Most High, you are not a piece, you are the storm heaven sends into their game. They will not be prepared for what comes when light enters that room. Be wise in the days ahead. There will be those who test you, poking and prodding to see if you know what they're planning. They may ask leading questions. They may try to provoke you into anger so they can point and say, "See? This is why." Do not give them the reaction they seek. Answer with grace, speak with restraint, and in private, pour out your heart before the one who knows all. Already the scales are being weighed. The balance is shifting. Heaven is not slow in keeping its promises. In a single day, in a single moment, the narrative will turn. Those who sat in confidence will find the ground shifting beneath them, and those who spoke against you will suddenly speak in your favor, not because their hearts changed, but because truth will leave them no choice. And when that moment comes, you will know it. You will feel the release in your spirit like a sudden breaking of chains. You will feel the heaviness lift, and you will see with your own eyes what I see now, the enemy scattering, their unity dissolving into chaos. The very thing they hope to build will collapse in their hands, and you will walk away untouched. Hold this word close. Read it again when you feel doubt creeping in. Read it again when you hear the whispers. Remember, their plan is not stronger than your calling. Their words are not louder than the voice of the one who called you. You are surrounded, you are defended, and you are loved beyond what you can fathom. I am Michael. I do not leave my post. I am here until the matter is finished. And it will be finished, not with your defeat, but with your vindication. I see more than they think I see. I watch the halls they walk through, the doors they close, the papers they pass between them. I hear the way they say your name, never with affection, never with joy, but with the weight of calculation. They speak it like it is a problem to be solved, not a soul to be honored. And yet, even as they speak, I see another table, higher, brighter, unshakable, where your name is spoken with fire in the voice and light in the eyes. That table is not in a boardroom. That table is before the throne of the Most High, and every time your name is spoken there, it echoes into eternity. The enemy thinks in moments, heaven thinks in generations. They measure your worth by what you can give them today. Heaven measures your worth by the eternal seeds you carry. This is why the fight is fierce. You are not just standing in your own place, you are standing in a place that affects many. Remove you, and they think they can silence the ripples. But the ripples cannot be silenced, they have already begun, and they are moving faster than they know. Do you remember the times you almost quit? The nights you thought no one saw you, no one cared, no one would notice if you stopped? I was there. I saw the tears you wiped away before stepping back into the world with a smile. I saw the prayers you whispered, the ones you didn't think were strong enough to reach heaven's ears. Every word reached. Every tear was caught. And now, those moments are part of why this hour will not crush you. There is something the enemy underestimates: your endurance. They think this sudden strike will break you because they have not studied the long road you've walked. They don't know how many fires you've passed through already. They don't know how many pits you've climbed out of with nothing but faith and stubborn trust in the one who called you. They don't know that you've been tempered like steel in the furnace of trial. And steel that has been tempered does not snap. I see a vision now, a field at night, empty and still. In the center stands a single lamp, its flame steady despite the wind pressing in from every side. The darkness grows thicker, but the flame does not falter. This is you. No matter how the winds howl, no matter how the night deepens, the flame within you holds. And the longer it holds, the more it draws attention. That is why the darkness moves against it. It fears the day when other lamps will see your light and ignite their own flames. You must hear this: you will be tested in patience. In the days ahead, you will feel the urge to speak, to defend, to expose the ones plotting. Resist this. The battle is already shifting in your favor, but a premature move could hand them the weapon they need. Let them talk. Let them believe the illusion. Meanwhile, I will be moving in ways they cannot see, shifting hearts, exposing lies, aligning moments so that the truth bursts forth at the perfect time. You may even feel alone at moments, as if heaven has gone quiet. That is not abandonment, it is strategy. Sometimes the greatest proof of victory is the enemy's overconfidence. They will think you are cornered, and that is when the tables will turn. I tell you something they do not know. Some of the people sitting at that table plotting your removal will, in time, be your allies. Not because they choose it willingly, but because truth will leave them no choice. When the light breaks through, those who opposed you will try to align with you so they are not caught on the wrong side of the story. You will see it happen. Watch their faces. You will also see others exposed for what they are, not in whispers, but in the open. Their actions will betray them. They will speak words they cannot take back. And in those moments, you will not need to say, "I told you so." You will simply stand, steady, unmoved, and watch the work of heaven unfold. Your preparation now is not in speeches or arguments, it is in the strengthening of your spirit. Each morning, before you step into the world, wrap yourself in the armor of light. Speak over yourself the truth of who you are in the eyes of the Almighty. Remind your soul that no decision made in secret can undo what God has established in the open. I see the day of the meeting. I see the papers on the table, the chairs pulled close, the air thick with tension. I see them leaning in, voices low, thinking no one knows. And then I see it, a disruption. A sudden shift. something they did not expect. A message arrives, a truth surfaces, a detail they cannot explain away. Confusion enters the room like a fog. The unity they had fractures. They look at each other with doubt. The plan begins to fall apart, not because you spoke, but because heaven moved. That is the way of the Almighty, quiet until the exact moment, and then unstoppable. Child of God, I want you to know something deep. The enemy would not fight you this hard if you were not carrying something valuable. The weight of the attack is proof of the weight of your purpose. Do not despise this trial, for it will be the very thing that shapes you for the next season. And that next season will be wide, open, and filled with opportunities that these very enemies will have no power to block. I am not speaking empty comfort. I am telling you what I see written in the book. Your end is not defeat. Your story does not end in removal. You will walk away with more than you had before, more authority, more clarity, more reach. The ones who tried to push you down will have no choice but to watch as you rise higher. And when you do, remember this hour. Remember the silence you kept. Remember the trust you chose. Remember that even in the dark, you were surrounded by light. I will not leave until it is done. My sword will not lower. My eyes will not close. And when the moment comes, I will be the first to speak into your spirit, it is finished. Rise now, and walk in the place prepared for you. I see the movement of the enemy as one might watch a storm from above the clouds. From your place, it looks close, menacing, full of lightning and roar. From where I stand, I see its edges. I see how far it can go, and I tell you, it is smaller than it appears. It will rage, but it will break apart before it touches what has been sealed in the covenant of the Most High. They believe their meeting is decisive. They believe their unity is strong. But they do not see the cracks. Even now, some among them question whether this is the right path. A few sense the unease in their spirit, though they do not understand its origin. That unease is the whisper of heaven, warning them that what they put their hands to will not prosper. Those whispers will grow louder. Doubts will spread like roots through stone. Their own mistrust of each other will undo what they are building. Child of light, you must understand, you are not being removed, you are being repositioned. You are not being silenced, you are being prepared for a voice that will carry farther than before. This pressure is the shaping of the vessel. The fire you feel now is not here to consume you, but to refine you until you shine so brightly that even your enemies cannot deny it. I have walked with you longer than you realize. I have stood guard on nights you thought you were alone. I have intercepted schemes that would have ended you before your time. I have seen the moments you were closest to breaking, when you told yourself you would quit, that you could not take another step. Yet you kept moving. That is why you are here now, standing in this critical hour. You are not fragile. You are tempered. Do you remember the time when everything seemed to collapse at once? You thought that season would be the end of you. But even then, doors opened where there were no walls. Resources came from places you could not explain. Friends appeared at just the right moment with the exact words you needed. That was not coincidence. That was the pattern of heaven at work, and the same pattern is already in motion now. There will be signs, small but certain, that the tide is turning. A conversation you overhear. A change in someone's tone. A door that should have closed but stays open. Pay attention to these. They are markers on the road, reminding you that the outcome is already decided in your favor. And when the day of the meeting comes, know this: I will be in the room. They will not see me, but they will feel my presence. The weight in the air will be my wings. The stillness between their words will be my hand holding back their power. And at the right moment, the truth will enter, not as a shout, but as a piercing light that cuts through every lie. I see the aftermath. I see you walking away while they sit in silence, their plans scattered like leaves in the wind. I see you carrying a peace they cannot touch, a peace that comes from knowing you did not fight this battle in your own strength. I see others looking at you differently, not because you demanded respect, but because you endured with grace. This is why I tell you again, do not break the seal of this message. It is for you and you alone. It is a key. Keep it in your spirit, and let it anchor you when the noise grows loud. Remember that silence is not weakness, it is a weapon when wielded in alignment with heaven. There will come a day, sooner than you think, when you will look back on this and understand why it had to happen this way. You will see how the very pressure that threatened to crush you actually carved a path for your increase. You will thank the Lord not only for your deliverance, but for the shaping that came through the fire. Until then, I remain at my post. My eyes on your enemies. My sword between you and the harm they intend. My wings over your path. I do not grow weary. I do not falter. And when the final moment comes, you will know without question, this was never their story to write. It was always yours. I see movement in two realms at once, the realm of flesh, where men and women whisper behind closed doors, and the realm of spirit, where angels are already at work dismantling what they build. In the realm of flesh, the air is thick with strategy, with the sound of pens scratching, with the subtle pride of those who believe they have the advantage. In the realm of spirit, the air hums with light, with the thunder of wings, with the sound of swords being drawn from their sheaths. The enemy believes these two realms are separate, but I tell you, they are not. One drives the other, and the realm of spirit is the one that will prevail. I see you walking through your days now, holding this secret in your heart. No one around you knows the depth of what you carry, but heaven does. You speak to them casually, as though unaware, but inside your spirit is sharpening. You begin to notice details you never saw before, a glance exchanged between two people, the way conversations shift when you enter, the faint tone in someone's voice that wasn't there last week. These are the ripples of the plot they think is hidden. Do not respond to every ripple. Not every movement requires your action. Some are meant only for you to observe, to learn, to confirm what you already know. Let your discernment grow sharper with each day, for soon, the moment to act will come, and it will not come in the way you expect. I see the prayers you will pray in secret. They will not be long speeches. They will not be elaborate. They will be short, fierce, and full of fire. Lord, defend me. And each time you speak them, it will be like striking a match in the spirit. Sparks will fly, and unseen forces will move. You will not always see the results immediately, but they will be set in motion the instant your words leave your lips. I see also the angels assigned to you in this hour. They are not standing idly by. They are moving constantly, speaking into ears that would otherwise be deaf to truth, closing doors the enemy meant to open, and opening doors the enemy thought he had locked. You will hear of opportunities that should not have been possible. That will be the evidence of their work. And yet, I also see that you will be tempted. Tempted to leak information, to warn someone you think you can trust. Resist it. This message is sealed for a reason. If you break the seal, you risk stepping outside the perfect alignment of heaven's plan. Keep it locked in your spirit, for it will guard you as much as it guides you. In the nights to come, you may feel a heaviness as you sleep. Do not fear it. That is not the enemy pressing on you, that is my presence, keeping watch. You will wake and feel the quiet hum of safety, like a fortress standing around you. That is the truth. You are encircled. And now I tell you something for your hope, the outcome will be greater than simply keeping your place. This is not a fight to preserve the old, it is a fight to birth the new. When the smoke clears, you will not only remain, you will step into something higher. This is why the enemy's attack has been so fierce. It is not just about where you are now, but about where you are going. There will come a day, sooner than you think, when someone from that very meeting will approach you privately. They will not say everything, pride will hold them back, but they will hint at the truth. They will admit, in guarded words, that things did not go as they planned, and they will look at you differently. In that moment, do not boast. Simply nod, and let them walk away with the weight of knowing that heaven defended you. Child of the Most High, I remind you once more, no one can remove what heaven has established. They may delay. They may oppose. They may gather in their councils and speak as though they are in control. But their voices are nothing compared to the decree that has already gone forth from the throne. That decree is final. And so I remain, at your side, above your path, before your enemies. My sword will flash when it is needed, my wings will cover when the arrows fly, and my voice will speak into your spirit when the silence feels heavy. Hold fast. The victory is near. Write, Jesus, be glorified in me, if your life is his altar. I see the day of the meeting as if I am already standing within it. The air in that room is heavy, not just with tension, but with something they cannot name, the weight of the unseen. Chairs are pulled close around a long table. Papers are stacked neatly, pens placed with precision. They believe order is on their side. They believe control belongs to them. They begin to speak. The first words are measured, almost polite, but underneath is the sharpness of intent. They lay out their points, one by one, thinking their case is airtight. They speak with certainty, with the smug assurance of those who think heaven is not listening. But even as they speak, I feel the light beginning to press in. It is not a sudden blaze, but a slow, unstoppable dawn. At first, they do not notice. Then the smallest crack appears. One person interrupts, not out of malice, but out of unease. They question a detail. It seems minor, but it is enough to shift the tone. Another voice joins in, not entirely agreeing with the plan. The confidence in the room wavers. Eyes dart. The unity they relied upon begins to fray. And then, without warning, the light breaks fully. A truth comes forward, a fact, a message, an undeniable piece of evidence, that no one expected. It is not shouted. It is simply placed on the table like a stone in still water, and the ripples cannot be stopped. The conversation falters. Some grow defensive. Others grow silent. They realize, too late, that they are exposed. I stand unseen in the corner, my sword drawn, my presence filling the space. Their hearts race, though they do not know why. The air feels different to them, thick, charged, as if something greater than themselves is now watching every word. And indeed, something greater is. What follows is not the dramatic collapse they imagined for you, but the quiet collapse of their own plan. The decision they came to make cannot be made. The votes they assumed they had are no longer certain. What was meant to be final becomes postponed. Postponement turns into hesitation. Hesitation turns into abandonment. By the time they leave that room, nothing they intended has taken place. They part ways unsettled, whispering in smaller groups, questioning each other's loyalty. Their unity is gone. Their plot has dissolved like mist in the morning sun. And you? You will be somewhere else entirely, going about your day, unaware in the moment that the battle has been won. It will be only later, when the news reaches you, that you will realize the full measure of what heaven has done. There will be no need for revenge, no need for bitter words, for the victory will speak for itself. I tell you this so you will not fear the days ahead. The outcome is already written. The meeting for your removal will become the moment of their undoing. And when you stand in the days beyond, you will carry a greater authority, for you will have walked through the fire without the smell of smoke upon you. This is why I command you again, keep this message sealed. Let it be the quiet strength in your heart, the reminder that you are seen, you are guarded, and you are destined for more than they can imagine. I remain at your side until the last whisper of their plot is silenced. And when that moment comes, you will hear me in your spirit, saying only this, it is done. Rise, beloved of God. Walk forward, for nothing and no one can stand against what has been ordained for you. You have wondered, why now? Why all at once? Why such opposition? It is because your next step is not just a step, it is a leap. You are standing at the edge of a crossing, one that will take you from the place of survival into the place of influence. And the enemy, who has studied your path, knows what this crossing will mean. If you make it over, the impact of your life will multiply. Those in darkness will see your light and find their way. Generations not yet born will be touched by the choices you make in this hour. This is why the resistance is so sudden, so coordinated. It is not random. It is the final push before breakthrough. The enemy is spending more against you now because he knows that if you endure this, the doors he has tried to keep closed will burst open. I see your earlier seasons. I see the years when you carried more weight than anyone realized, when you had to stand firm for others even while your own knees were trembling. You smiled when you wanted to weep. You held things together when you wanted to walk away. You spoke life over others while your own heart felt empty. And yet, you endured. You were faithful in the little, and heaven never forgets faithfulness. Even the places you thought were failures were seeds. Do you remember the opportunity you lost? The one that seemed so important at the time? That loss was not the end, it was the turning of the soil. It made room for something greater, something that could not grow in the place you thought you wanted. Now, in this season, that seed is pushing through the ground, ready to break into the open. The enemy has seen the green shoots. He knows the harvest is near. That is why the meeting was called. It is not about what you have done wrong, it is about what you are about to do right. You must remember this when you feel the pressure. The shaking is not a sign that you are losing. The shaking is the sign that the old structure is giving way to make room for the new. It is uncomfortable, yes, but it is holy work. If your heart says yes to God's promise, type Amen and share this with the world.